All right, well, welcome. So we are starting another campaign in DCS. This time, we're going to be jumping into the F-16 Viper. So I'm looking forward to this. This campaign is Dragon's Fury. This is going to be Mission 1, Weapons Training. Lots to do, lots to see. So, going to be hopping into the jet. Obviously, completely different animal.
Ready. Good morning. The plane is ready. Lanyards and gats all ready to go.
Thanks, Chief.
Let's get going.
So if you haven't already done so, I've got a video on how to start up the F-16. So I'm gonna
Chief, ready to start?
Just be going through that.
Clear for start. Clear front, clear aft.
Quickly. I'm not gonna be narrating the whole thing. Chief said we are clear for start. Go ahead and get that kicked off. Now this first mission is just bombing training. We're essentially flying out. We're going to make sure we know how to drop bombs. So we're going to be dropping. We're going to be using Mavericks for one ship, and then we're going to use
start, 6 green.
GBUs for the other. And hopefully we can get through this mission fairly quickly. Show them that we know what we're doing and move on to some actual combat sorties.
All clear for running.
Perfect timing. Nothing like a little early morning flight. Now that we're up and running, I guess I'll turn on the taxi lights. So we are waiting for the INS to align.
Check. Flight controls clear. Clear. Roll left. Check. Roll right. Check. Nose down. Check. Nose up. Check. All good. Bring it back code 1, please. Good luck.
I'll do my best.
Contact ground after INS is up. Thanks, Chief. I'll do my best.
Alright, so we're just rolling through the startup. The jet is coming to life. Get the data link connected once the INS is aligned, and then we will basically be ready to roll off the tarmac. So, like I said, we've got a GBU-12. We've actually got 2, one on each side. We've got a AGM-65 Maverick, and then we've got a AIM-9 and an AIM-120 as well. So, got some firepower. Like I said, we'll be dropping those bombs, making sure we know what we're doing. And once we confirm that, we'll be off to the races and some regular sorties. So we are aligned. We've got the data link. As you can tell, we've got a friendly here. Oh, you know what we didn't do? I didn't turn on my hard point, my nav, my hard points, the radar, that kind of stuff. So we don't have anything on the hard points. We don't have. Oh, yes, we do. I need to. Got a laser on the hard points, so go ahead and turn those on because our targeting pod will not work without power. But now we are ready to go.
Wild 1-1 ground. Clear for taxi, 2-4 left. Right on Bravo, left on Kilo, hold short, 2-4 left. Wild 1-1, taxi to runway 24 left. Right on Bravo, left on Kilo, short runway
Right on Bravo. Left on Kilo, hopping on to 2-4 left. So, should be a pretty straightforward mission today. Just hopefully nothing out of the ordinary. I'm not going to say I'm an expert with this airplane, not by any stretch of the imagination, but 2 missiles on board I'm fairly capable with, so, or the 2 bombs. I guess the Maverick is a type missile, it's an air-to-ground missile. That one's neat because it's got its own video sensors. So when we pull up the weapon on the right targeting, or the right MFD, you'll be able to see what the missile sees. I am going to pretty much fly in first-person view. That's what you get when you're flying a jet, as you know, in real life. Might do some inserts of the missiles and bombs hitting or whatnot throughout the series, but for the most part, that's my plan, is to just fly first person. I have flown this campaign in virtual reality. I have not got my setups really in a good position to record VR, so we won't be flying it in VR. There's just some nuances to that, which is okay, but I would like to show it to y'all in VR, which I just don't have the setup to do it right this second.
10848, left turn for traffic. Wild 11.
Clear for takeoff, left turn for traffic. Alright, let's get out of here. No power. Off the brakes. Down the runway. Speed is alive. Alright, gear is coming up. Gear up and stored. Left turn for traffic. On our way to Steerpoint 1.
Wild 11, contact departure on 256.7. Good day. 256.7, Wild 11. Andersen departure, Wild 11 with 12.
Wild, radar contact, continue your flight plan. Climb and maintain flight level 140.
Flight level 140, Wilds. Follow the flight plan.
140. Now, one thing, I know I've been flying a lot of F-14. Love that plane. I love this one in a different way. They are definitely different animals. No two ways about that. This is definitely a completely different style of airplane. Far more compact. It's a single seat, so I'm in control of everything in the cockpit. I don't have that Rio sitting back there helping me with the radar or setting up weapons or things like that. So that is all. So there is a lot more to do in terms of fighting this jet. At the same time, it's much easier to fly. It's a lot more stable. Now, a lot of that's due to the fact that it's got a million times more computing power than the F-14 did. But the F-14, fantastic platform. This one's a lot of fun to fly too, so we'll be kind of showcasing that during this series. One thing that this one has, the F-14 doesn't really have, an actual autopilot.
Cloud flight, switch to CIC 316.0. Good day.
Switching to CIC 316.00. Good day.
That's not to say that I use the autopilot in this thing a lot, but to waypoint 1, home back to the air base, I do use it. I mean, it is convenient. Not gonna lie. So, so I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that the AGMs are powered on.
1211, chicken in.
Because if I don't, those take about 3 minutes to warm up, and if I don't check them on.
11 in trail with 12 with you. Wild Wizard. Good morning, gents. Your IP is Steerpoint 1. The range is Steerpoint 2. Weapons cold until instructed.
Understood.
Wilds, roger.
So once I turn onto the range, if they're not almost warm, they'll be useless when I go to use them. So they won't be on, they won't be turned on and warmed up and ready to rock. So go ahead and get those started now. About 3 minutes out on waypoint 1. At which point we'll turn hot onto waypoint 2. Once we're on the range, we'll go weapons hot. We'll deep six some ships, hopefully. It'll probably take 2 passes, 1 per ship. So I'll fly in, probably drop the Mavericks first, and then I will unleash with the GPUs on the second ship on the return pass, which will actually very nicely set us up to head back to waypoint 3 and then on to home, assuming that concludes our mission. So kind of got a plan of action here. Feeling pretty good about that. So I don't think there's necessarily a reason to be going quite so fast. We're not in any sort of hurry. Just a training mission. Okay, so we're about 9 miles out. Seconds from the turn, and what I'll probably do is kick the autopilot off, line up with Steerpoint 2, and I may not use the autopilot again until I'm headed to Steerpoint 3 after we've done the drops. So go ahead and turn the laser on. Oh, you know what? Almost, glad I said something. I do want to set the laser to auto laze when it's less than 30 seconds out, and that'll give me the opportunity. That way I don't have to hold down the laser button. We'll go ahead and turn on to Steerpoint 2 here. So this jet does have the ability to auto laze, which won't be so big a deal with the Mavericks, but it'll be really nice with the JDAMs, the GBUs. So, just makes life a touch easier, not having to worry about lasing the target all the way through. So. Alright. I've got the ships in sight. Go ahead and start setting up. Throw the targeting pod over here. Throw the weapon over here. Looks like we got our first ship. Yep. Got it right there, so I'm going to go ahead and lock it up. And then shortly we'll be within range to lock it up with...
Wild, you are now in the target area. Weapons hot. You have 2 ships 2 miles off of Steerpoint 2. Clear and hot at your discretion. Wilds, rudder.
Alright, so...
1-2 anchor here.
1-2, roger.
Roger hot. Aim. Rifle. Go ahead and make sure this thing sinks. Rifle. Alright, 2 away. There on the left pod, you can kind of see got it dialed in. We'll zoom out just a touch. We can watch those 2 explode on it.
Sinking. Good.
Boom. Good hit. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and switch over to the GBUs. We are going to get a little separation here. And then we'll make a U-turn. Put these on target. And I'm actually going to drop a pair, which is a little dangerous because if I miss, I'm gonna go 20 feet of separation. But if my aim is off, I won't have another set. So it is kind of a dangerous game to play. So we are going to turn back on. Alright, we have got it locked. I'm actually feeling pretty good about this. Bombs away. Boom. Shack. So I'm going to kind of cut to a right-hand orbit here. You can see the L flashing on the dash, which means the bombs are less than 30 seconds. They're about 3 seconds from hitting, actually. Boom.
Ship is breaking up.
Alright, we can switch back to air to ground. Mission should be complete. Switching to Steerpoint 3. Ta-da! Just like that. 2 ships are sunk. Go ahead and climb back up to our 14,000 feet and exit the range. Go ahead and shut the...
Wilds, we scored hits and the ships are sinking. Wizard confirms. Weapons cold. You are cleared to exit the range. Steerpoint 3, Angels 14.
Headed to Angels 14. Yes, sir. Nothing like a good fun day at the range. Like I said, this airplane's got quite a lot of electronic prowess. Pretty awesome airplane. So you can obviously see the technology built into the MFDs, the missiles, what have you. So there we go, 14,000. Of course.
Surface target.
Fishing boat.
Negative. This area was sanitized. Vis ID. Nose is cold. Roger.
Alright, I guess we'll start the search by headed back to where the ships were. Go ahead and reduce some altitude. Might just down to 10. I think I have something here that actually might be one of the ships, and if that's the case, that's fine, because then we can just go 3 miles to its west. But if it's not the ship, that's also fine, because that would be what we're looking for. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. But either way, we'll fly towards that mark, that dot. Which is just above my AOA indicator. Probably impossible to see on the screen, but take a westerly course here. Oh no, that's it. I mean, the ship sank, which is why I was kind of like, that's probably it, but... Okay, so I'm going to cut a little to the right so that I can come back to the left. I'm going to pull the throttles back as well so that I can tighten my circle around it. So... It's impossible to see probably, but it's right here. Okay, it is a ship. It is a submarine.
Wizard, Wild 1-1 is a submarine surfacing. Chinese by the looks of it, type 93, I think.
Well, I didn't know all that, but...
Look at you, old sailor and such.
pretty lucky I don't have any more bombs. Might investigate how fast they can dive. Not really, because that would create an international incident.
Wilds 1-1, Wizard. I have a Viking en route. ETA 15 minutes. I'll keep an eye on them. Clear the range. RTB. Good job. Roger, Wizard. RTB.
Alright, we are headed back, clearing the range again. Interesting. A little weird to see the sub out here where it's not supposed to be. Guess we'll have to see how command
1211.
Go ahead.
Some milk ready.
Yeah, up until the point we almost deep charged the sub.
Close though. Too close.
Why the hell they are so close to this? There have been no-notes and such. That's rare stuff. I don't know how that works for the Navy folks, and if these guys have been on a long patrol, they might have missed the memo.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go home.
So I'll be interested to see how the administration handles that situation, but it's not up to me. I'm just a flyboy. So I'm up here patrolling the skies, taking care of business. In case we have an Independence Day situation, it should be noted how well I handled this airplane during these maneuvers. I guess let's go ahead and steer on to Steerpoint 4. ATC up.
1 inbound.
Let them know we're inbound. $194. $194 and down to pattern altitude. Go ahead and pull the throttles back. Nearly all the way, because maybe not quite, but we are going to be dipping, and I do need to reduce my speeds, so well, it's pretty straightforward, I'd say. So far. I mean, surprise with the submarine, but outside of that surprise, it was a pretty straightforward mission. 2 AGMs off the rails, sank a ship. 2 GBUs off the rails, sank a ship. Headed back to the base. So unlike the carrier, where we offset the pattern, fly over, have the break, come back and land, with the F-16, we will be flying the actual runway at about 1,500 feet. We will still maintain...
Wild Wizard, switch to Andersen approach on 256.7. Good day.
We will still do the break.
256.7 wild formation.
It'll just be at pattern altitude. We'll swing around and line up to land. So, overshot this a little bit while I was thinking about what we're doing.
Andersen approach Wild 1-1 with 1-2 and trail with you.
Radar contact to Wilds, enter pattern 2-4 left.
Roger, pattern 2-4 left. Andersen Tower, Wild 1-1 and trail with 1-2 with you.
Perfect.
Roger, clear to land 2-4 left, winds 10848, QNH 29.92.
Alright.
Clear to land 2-4 left.
So we are over the runway. This is about the midway point, so we are going to begin our break to the left. Perfect. Alright, and we did slow down. We need to put out the speed brakes and give it a little more juice. And then we are shortly going to be turning on to final. Go ahead and get the gear down. And we'll go ahead and get lined up. Set her down. On to final. Three green, no red, down and locked. A little hot, pulling the throttles back. Speed brakes are still out. That's gonna be rough. Okay. So, gotta remember, gotta keep reminding myself this is not a carrier deck. I'm not trying to grab a 3-wire. So, when we're working on landings, they should probably be a little softer. Outside of that, we're down. We're on the runway. It was a fairly good landing minus the rate of descent. Will do.
Roger.
Mission complete. That's a good sign. See my wingman getting ready to touch down as well. Alright, that's gonna do it. Set the parking brake. Turn off the engine. Open the canopy. Alright. And that's going to do it. And that's a success. 100 out of 100. So 200 score. Sank 2 of 3 ships. 2 ships were supposed to be sank. 1 was the submarines. We weren't supposed to sink that, so pretty sure that if we sank 3 out of 3, this mission would be a fail. But that would be pretty funny. So we'll just have to see how this continues, this campaign. So join me again next time for mission 2. Looking forward to it. Thanks for watching.